Just for clarity, I feel disgusted. I'm too respected. If I was young girls, I promise I'd have been arrested. I'm way too.
If I Did It type shit. When's Drake's If I Did It book coming out? What the? Not necessarily, bro. It took a long time to get Weinstein. It took a long time to get Epstein. If you got money and power, that's how you get away with that shit. Like, the response of being, if I was doing what you say I was doing with kids, I'd be arrested already. That's weird as hell, dude. First of all. Second of all, we know that's not true historically. We literally know it takes years and years and years. Motherfuckers who were abused when they were kids end up going up on the stand when they're like 20, 30 years old in these cases. Because it takes that much time to get enough movement to get that motherfucker with all that money and power and lawyers to actually face justice. It's just misplay after misplay. That's crazy.
Mother, wait a second. That's that one record where you say you got my me. I just made the whole connection. This about to get.
You're weird, bro. You are f***ing weird, bro. Drake dropped? You're lying to me. Oh no, it's trending in the US. The Heart Part 6? That's crazy. Is this really what Drama Alert needs to be talking about? Like, clean your own house, man. What are you doing? Talking about 9/11 and shit. When it comes to talking about the Drake Kendrick shit, like, I know I dropped that initial video, and it feels like I should do a follow-up, considering a lot of what I've said has kind of come true to an extent. Like, Kendrick's politics make him more relevant to Drake. Culture war, like, it's literally a war over the culture. That was the case before. This was back when it was just like that. The Like That verse from Kendrick, and then push-ups, and then the AI voice one, and then the whole Cole thing. It's just like a footnote at this point. Even the AI voice came out after this video, I think. But that's all we had at this time. And now, ever since then, like, like a lot of what I'm saying in here is true. So I would like to, like, do another video on it, but shit is moving. And I don't even know how much I could really add to it, is the problem. Because, like, a lot of what's being talked about is, frankly, not my business. It's like, intra-community shit that, like, I'm just not a part of. So, like, I can only say shit from my, you know, white or white passing, depending on who you ask, perspective. But we do have to watch this. You have to give it to Drake. He's definitely a GOAT for not backing down in this heated battle. I mean, it would have been a better play to not get into it in the first place, to be quite honest with you. This is like this is cope, obviously, but this is cope on the level of, like, you know, if it's Coughing Baby versus Hydrogen Bomb, he's like, you gotta hand it to Coughing Baby, like, it's in the conversation. It's like, okay, but I don't think it's winning, man. It's just, it seems unlikely. Because, like, at a certain point, like, a tactical retreat might actually be the play. Now, of course, you can't. Like, Drake had to respond from Meet the Grams and Not Like Us. Like, he had to do it. To not respond to that is like a... To not respond to it is just like you're hiding from the accusations. But, like, you could have not had to deal with all that shit if you didn't, you know, fuck around in the first place. Like, the correct play was to not get into it. But now that's not really possible. So at this point, you're either digging a deeper hole, or, like, while you're digging that deeper hole, also on the side trying to build yourself a tunnel to get the fuck out. What did Drake do? A whole lot of stuff. But anyway, I guess I'll listen to this now. Let's turn off this Alchemist. Which is, if you're not aware, there's a reason why I'm listening to it. Rapper's Best Friend, these albums, by the way, are good as fuck. I got these, like, years and years and years ago. So yeah, responding to Meet the Grams and Not Like Us, Drake has now dropped 18 minutes ago The Heart Part 6, which, for those of you who don't know, is just a play on Kendrick tracks of the recent past, where he's talking about a variety of, like, intra-community and, like, hip-hop and, like, industry shit. So, like, the whole point here is, like, I guess getting back at him. If the angle that Kendrick is taking, outside of, like, the accusations of a variety of things, a lot of which seem to hold a little bit of water, at least from the history that we've seen from Drake, vis-a-vis being, like, a certified PDF file, allegedly. A lot of what Kendrick is also talking about is culture shit, like how he's, He's not a fucking. He's not a colleague. He's a colonizer. Like he's this Canadian dude who essentially like didn't grow up in any type of way, like how he acts now. And like there's literal video proof of it from back in the day when he was like a Degrassi star at the time or whatever. Like he's a suburban kid from Toronto. And him, like, coupled with all those other allegations, being a representative of rap music that he is, because he's just a big artist, is not, I would imagine doesn't sit well with a lot of people, including Kendrick. Anyway, the R Part 6 Drake, let's see what's good. I will say, like, I haven't said this on video, but I've said it like on Twitter and whatnot. Family Matters, which is what Drake responded to Kendrick's Euphoria diss. Family Matters, it wasn't a bad song, like it was a bit messy. There was like a good, like, it was like Eye Candy crushing the Mad City van and all that kind of shit. There were some allegations made as well. But like, he was just kind of yapping toward the end, and it wasn't put together as well as Euphoria was, which was what it was responding to and why there was like 2 beat switches in it, 3 different beats. It was unfocused, yeah, for sure. So, but like the song was fine. Like it was, you know, it was listenable in terms of what's been put up. Like the even push-ups was listenable, even though I thought it was, you know, pretty lame. I didn't even listen to the AI Tupac track. Like that shit is cringe as fuck. So like it's possible that this could be like at least listenable, but I frankly just don't expect it to be enough to undo the damage that's been done. But let's see. All right, so we're starting with some soulful sampling, which is an obvious, you know, poke at the idea that he's not cultured, that he's not in, you know, American black culture. It makes sense he was started this way too.
The Pulitzer Prize winner is definitely spiraling. I got your fucking lines tapped. I swear that I'm dialed in.
I'm sorry. I don't want to pause too much, but to say Kendrick is spiraling is kind of insane. Kendrick is focused on you. Like, if I think of somebody who's spiraling in this moment, I think of somebody who's like not on their game. They're not like thinking straight, putting shit together in a row. But like, Kendrick has been prepared. He has literally been on your ass. Like, he's been dead focused on the allegations that he's sending at you, and he's doubling, tripling down. And he's putting out catchy tunes to do it. Like, to suggest that he's spiraling when, like, he is very obviously focused on what he's saying about you, and the fact that, like, you drop Family Matters, 30 minutes later, he drops Meet the Grams. Like, he is on your ass, bro. Like, he is, like, objects in the mirror may be closer than they appear. Like, he's on you.
My Montreal connects stand up, not far down. The ones that you getting your stories from, they all clowns. I am a war general, seasoned in preparation. My jacket is covered.
Oh man, he really did feel some type of way when he posted that fucking God of War Kratos clip on Instagram. I don't know why the fuck he did that shit. So for those of you who don't know, after Meet the Grams dropped, maybe after Not Like Us, but definitely after Meet the Grams dropped, Drake posted on his IG story a clip from Kratos from God of War, the video game, talking all kinds of shit. When, like, if you've actually played the games, it's not the greatest comparison. I did retweet somebody making a meme about the Thor fight from God of War Ragnarok, where, like, it goes to a death screen, but then he brings you back to life by shocking you with Mjolnir, which is pretty fucking sick in the game. And that's, like, people were saying that's what Kendrick did by dropping Meet the Grams, Not Like Us, etc., etc. So, like, maybe it's a response to that. Like, maybe he felt some type of way about that, or somebody in his team did. I decide when we're done, yeah, that shit is good as fuck, too. Well, anyway, he's referencing fucking Kratos from God of War. And I'm pretty sure when he says, I'm a fucking seasoned war general, I think that's probably what he's referencing, because Kratos is literally a war general.
The streets would have had me hiding out in a small town. My Montreal connects stand up, not far down. The ones that you getting your stories from.
I'm sorry, it's Canada, dude. I'm sorry, it's fucking Canada. It's a fucking leaf. My Montreal connects. My fucking Quebecers, dude. I don't know, man. It's maybe he's putting, you know, Canada on the map, but it doesn't seem like in a good way.
You waited for this moment, overcome with the death desperation. We plotted for a week and then we fed you the information. A daughter that's 11 years old, I bet he takes it. We thought about giving a fake name or a destination, but you...
So this is interesting. So one of the allegations, and it's not even the most important one, it's just the one Drake is focusing on. A lot of people are pointing that out too. Like one of the allegations in Meet the Grams, one of like the big ones, like the second or third big allegation from Meet the Grams from Kendrick to Drake is that Drake is not only did he hide Adonis back when the Pusha T shit was going on, which was his son that he had, that he hid from the world essentially. He ended up getting, bullied into being a father and being in that kid's life in a real way by Pusha T. But then Kendrick at the end of Meet the Grams is talking about how he's got an 11-year-old daughter that he's also hiding. And Drake apparently liked the tweet about somebody being like, yo, no, somebody, the mole or whatever that Kendrick is getting his information from in Drake's team just fed him the lie that there's an 11-year-old daughter, and wouldn't it be so funny if he took the bait? And it is genuinely like a misplay from Kendrick if it does end up being the case that kid is not real. And that is how that went down. Like, that, you gotta give it to him for at least that. The thing is like, that's not the most important accusation in Meet the Grams or Not Like Us. Like, he literally says it. Like, in Meet the Grams, he doesn't like say the word PDF file, for lack of a better phrase, because the shit is demonetizable as hell. But in Not Like Us, he literally says it to a danceable beat, like, you are that. And he's not even like Drake. He might, hopefully he addresses it in this fucking song, but all over social media, whatever Drake has been talking about since Meet the Grams and Not Like Us has been like, oh, a second child, I'm hiding, where is she? Haha, Lamau, we got your ass. And it's like, that's not the most important thing he said, dude. He said you're into little kids. You gotta talk about that shit, maybe. Like, if you're gonna only respond to the allegation that you're hiding a kid, but not the other ones, like, can you not defend yourself on the other ones? God damn. So maybe he will in this. We're 52 seconds in.
Master manipulator, you bid on a speculation. You dumb and reactive, nigga, I'm petty with dedication. What about the bones we dug up in that excavation? And why isn't Whitney denying all of the allegations? Why is she following Dave?
So yeah, he's doing a know you right now, is the thing. So for those of you out of the know, for fucking Meet the Grams, and even I believe it was 616 in LA. 616 in LA was dropped on IG because Drake is always on IG. It had a Maybach glove. It was just a close-up of a Maybach glove as the cover art. And then for Meet the Grams, it's a zoom out of that with Ozempic bottle with Drake's name on it, Aubrey. It's I forget the other drug, but it's like a version of Ambien, which is like a sleep aid. And people are suggesting that maybe he's not using it in that way. He's using it to do assaults and whatnot. That's what the allegations are. And there's a whole bunch of other shit, but that's what's being referenced here. So, like, if he's talking about a lot of that shit, then I hope he goes into defending himself from the other allegations. So when he talks about why is Whitney not denying the allegations, the biggest thing that Drake was talking about in Family Matters was that Kendrick put hands on his, I guess, wife, the mother of his child, something like that. The thing is about that is that I think that's already been addressed in the past. Like, that's not new information that Drake is pulling out. It might be like the first time that it's super public in the way that Drake put it out there during this beef. It might be having the most eyes on it now, but I'm pretty sure that was already addressed. Like, I don't think that's new information. Fact check me on that if I'm wrong. And I don't remember like the resolution of that. I don't know if like Kendrick has denied it in the past. I'm pretty sure he's like spoken on those allegations in the past, but I'm not entirely sure. But like, if it is the case that Kendrick is putting hands on the mother of his child, that's not good, obviously. But like, again, that's the thing about that is like Mr. Morale was all about like getting to be a better person and not deal with that shit. It's like we cry together, that track off Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers. It's about, we assume Kendrick and a love interest fighting and then eventually making up. So like, and that's not like, it's not like glorifying it. It's like saying this shit is bad and I've been going through some things, he says in the beginning of the fucking album. Like, he's trying to be better about it. So even if it is the case that it turns out that it was true, then like he's already like working to get better and not be doing that shit. And if it's not true, then like That's like the biggest claim Drake has dropped, because everything else is like nothing compared to what Kendrick's been alleging. And we don't have like full proof for all the shit Kendrick's alleging either. Don't get me wrong, I want to see more proof. But like there's a lot of moving pieces that seem to suggest, and a lot of clues that seem to suggest that like the underage girl shit that Kendrick's talking about Drake doing, seems like there's like reason to believe that those could be true, you know? And a fair amount of reason to believe. Like even shit on camera at one of his shows with a 17-year-old. So like, it's not looking good for Drake in the public eye. So the hope, I guess, for him and his team is that this kind of like takes like eyes off him, or eyes off that shit. But like he has to address those allegations. Like he has to. It's like the thing that everybody online is talking about. They're not like really giving a fuck. Like this is not like Pusha T, Storia Adidon level shit, which, you know, ended up being true that he was hiding a son, and he took a L on that one. People online are not really paying too much attention to the fact that like there's a second child he's hiding, allegedly. They're talking about the fact that he called you a fucking PDF file. Like, you got to talk about that shit. Anyway.
Speaking of anything with a child, let's get to that now. This Epstein angle was the shit I expected. TikTok videos you collected and dissected. Instead of being on some disdirect shit, you rather fucking grab your pen and misdirect shit.
Well, okay, so he's bringing it up. He's talking about Epstein shit. The thing is, like, unfortunately, the flow is bad when he's talking about it. Like, it's like some... I was almost gonna say, like, grade school rhymes, but maybe that's bad phrasing. It's, I don't know. I feel like you gotta do a little bit more. Also, this does sound like classic Drake shit. Am I wrong? The last time I listened to Drake was, like, the one where it's, like, his head in the sky. That was that album, the one with Pound Cake on it. That was the last album I heard of his. And then everything else past that, like Certified Lover Boy, whatever the fuck else, like, I haven't really paid too much attention to, because he's just not, like, my style of rap music. He's a pop rapper. It's not really for me. He even paid off someone who accused him of rape. Yeah, it was the $500K, which was referenced in the Euphoria drop from Kendrick. But he's going into it now. It's just not the strongest initial showing, but we'll see. Sorry, I'm pausing a lot. I got a lot to say. It's been a while. I haven't talked on this yet.
This Epstein angle was the shit I expected. TikTok videos you collected and dissected.
Like, what is that? What is this? What is this? What is this rhyme scheme? What is this movement? It's like it like feels offbeat in a way that like I don't want to read too much into it, but it feels like you're unsure about what you're saying. If like everything you're delivering before then is fine, but as soon as you start talking about this shit, like the rhyme scheme is different. There's more gaps in the speech. I don't know. That is almost definitely reading too much into it. You shouldn't think like that hard about it, but like it's just that's what I'm thinking in my head. You come here for my goddamn mental vomit, okay?
My mom came over today and I was like, mother, wait a second. That's that one record where you say you got molested. Oh, fuck me, I just made the whole connection. This about to get...
You're weird, bro. You are fucking weird, bro. So he's talking about Mother I Sober, I believe, from Mr. Morale, the Kendrick tape. And Kendrick does talk about how, in the past, like, he was a victim of child sexual assault or child sexual abuse. Wait, Kendrick explicitly said he wasn't a victim? Like, I'm sorry, but, like, if your response to the allegations of, oh, you are not only hiding a child, but in this case, like, doing CSA shit, if your response to that is... well, you're just saying that to misdirect from what I've said about you. Like, your response is no, you, and then also, Lamau, you were molested when you were a kid. That's your response, dude? You're fucking weird. That's weird.
Wait a second. That's that one record where you say you got molested. Oh, fuck me, I just made the whole connection. This about to get so depressing. This is trauma for...
like, I don't know if you should be like, mother... like, I don't know if you want to make those kinds of sounds when you're talking about that shit, considering the allegations against you, brother. Like, that's not a look that you want to give. You know what I mean? It's weird, dude. Sorry, that's a bit of a low blow. But anyway, it's still fucking weird. I'm sorry.
It's when your father leave you home alone with no protection, so neglected.
Kendrick rapped about family pushing the idea that another family member molested him, even though it didn't happen. Okay, my bad. But still, that's weird as fuck from Drake. What the hell? Because like, you could say that Kendrick was weird for a lot of shit he was saying on Meet the Grams for sure. Because he was a little weird. Like, he's a bit evil for a lot of that shit. I won't disagree. But, like, not in this way.
That's why these pedophile raps and shit you so obsessed with. It's so excessive. They acting like it's so aggressive. But you just never known affection. I don't want to dish you anymore. This really got me second guessing.
What? What level of... Like, he's talking about... Like, Kendrick is constantly talking Drake as a master manipulator. And then in the fucking response to you getting called a fucking child abuser, you're like, oh my god, no, it was probably you who was a victim of child abuse when you were a kid. And because of that, you didn't have a good father figure. And that's why you're claiming that all this shit is what I'm doing or whatever. That's fucking weird, man. And apparently that shit didn't even happen. This is not it. I'm sorry. Like, Family Matters was better than this. Push-Ups was better than this. This is some, like, concern trolling fucking bullshit. Which is, like, this is actual manipulation tactics. It's not good. And can I just say the song's boring as hell? Like, he's trying to, I guess, like, with the beat being the way it is and the delivery, he's trying to be more serious. Which is, like, warranted, considering the allegations against him. But, like, this shit is boring, and what he's saying is weird.
It's so excessive. They acting like it's so aggressive. But you just never known affection. I don't want to dish you anymore. This really got me second guessing.
And I should also say, so I'm pausing so much because this fucking dude is going crazy. Like, he's talking about Kendrick, the Pulitzer Prize winner, is spiraling or whatever, is desperate. Meanwhile, this motherfucker's doing some crazy shit. Sorry. Mr. Morale was all about fucking dealing with that shit. Mr. Morale was all about trying to help people cope with any kind of issues they had vis-a-vis not having a good father figure if he fucking left or whatever, or being, like, abused as a kid, or, like, getting over, like, bigotry that you were dealing with, or even being, like, the perpetrator of. Like, the whole point of Mr. Morale was growth, was being a better person, becoming a better person, and Kendrick himself becoming a better person. And, like, I could see the hypocrisy angle that you might go with if you're Drake on that, when he's talking about how, like, Drake is not a good person and whatever. But, like, the way you're going about it is bad, dude.
Touch My Body by Mariah Carey play, you probably start reflecting. I never been with no one underage, but now I understand why that's the angle that you really mess with.
Damn. This is not proving the allegations wrong, my friend. It's not. You should have taken more time. But this is the play from Kendrick. This is the play. Like, unironically, Drake needed to take more time on this response. Because the fact that he put it out this quick, like, Not Like Us drops, yesterday? And, like, so he puts out Family Matters. 30 minutes later, Kendrick puts out Meet the Grams. Then Kendrick puts out Not Like Us. And, like, Drake is completely off the map in terms of any W's he might have took from Family Matters, like, 30 minutes after. And then once Not Like Us comes out, people are fucking dancing to it in the clubs and shit. And it's literally just a song about calling Drake a fucking danger to children. And so, like, Drake is like, okay, I gotta put out a response, like, right now. And memes are not enough, clearly. So now I'm gonna put out the fucking Heart Part 6 or whatever. Dropped 18 minutes ago at this point, like, probably, like, 30 minutes ago. And, like, he's doing some weird fucking victim-blaming ass, not really disproving the allegation shit. Like, unironically, you needed to take more time on this shit. This shit is undercooked. It's fucking raw. Like, you needed to take more time, but that's also, like, that's the pressure Kendrick's been putting on. Kendrick is trying to pressure him into putting shit out quicker so that him and his fucking ghostwriters don't have enough time to actually put together some good shit, so that he drops some weird-ass shit like this that's undercooked and makes him look bad. And it fucking worked, apparently. Maybe the rest of the song is, it redeems it, but, like, right now, this is not good, dude.
Just for clarity, I feel disgusted. I'm too respected. If I was fucking young girls, I promise I'd have been arrested. I'm way too...
It's like, if I did it some shit, or like, if I did it type shit. When's Drake's If I Did It book coming out? What the fuck? Not necessarily, bro. It took a long time to get Weinstein. It took a long time to get Epstein. If you got money and power, that's how you get away with that shit. Like, the response of being, if I was doing what you say I was doing with kids, I'd be arrested already. That's weird as hell, dude, first of all. Second of all, we know that's not true historically. We literally know it takes fucking years and years and years Motherfuckers who were abused when they were kids end up going up on the stand when they're like 20, 30 years old in these cases. Because it takes that much time to get enough movement to get that motherfucker with all that money and power and lawyers to actually face justice. It's just misplay after misplay. That's crazy. And like, I'm not even trying to fucking ride Kendrick or whatever people would like accuse me of. Like, obviously I prefer him in this beef, and I prefer him as an artist. Like, that's been clear. But like, even if I like try to remove that bias from the equation, this shit is not good. Like, from a rhetorical perspective, you're not doing well, man.
Just for clarity, I feel disgusted. I'm too respected. If I was fucking young girls, I promise I'd have been arrested.
That's so weird, dude. Why do you want your fucking voice? Why do you want that to be a clippable moment, dude? On your main, too. Yikes, man.
Famous for the shit you just suggested, but that's not the lesson. Clearly there's a deeper message. Deep cuts that never healed and now they got infected. Like if Dave really fucked your girl and got her pregnant. Talk about breeding resentment. Not sure how to ease the sentiment. The shit's too intimate. I'm praying you recover from.
So like, yeah, you're the victim of infidelity is what he's saying there. Like, you're the victim of infidelity. Haha. That's your defense against the CSA accusations?
Both incidents, but you a piece of shit, so this shit really no coincidence. Drake is not a name that you gon' see on no sex offender list. Easy does it. You mentioned that.
Man, that will not age well if this shit is actually true. And there's a lot of evidence that it could be, allegedly. That would be a clippable moment, man. Ay, ay, ay. And like, I'm not even like, it might sound like I'm being really hard on Drake. And like, obviously, like, I'm not really in, like, what he's doing right now is not good. But like, it's also the fact that like, this is a difficult thing to defend yourself on. That's why people do it like cynically all the goddamn time. Like, it's literally like one of the planks of the Republican Party to accuse people of this shit if they happen to be queer of any fucking variety, because they know it's difficult to defend yourself on, even if there's like literally no evidence, which in the case of like queer people is not, because the majority of the time CSA is happening, it's a cisgender, heterosexual, white male in a position of power who knows the child, right? That is the grand majority of CSA perpetrators. So like, it's a difficult line to walk, which is why you needed to take your fucking time with it, dude. I can understand being pressured about it, because like, that's the whole angle that Kendrick is, you know, putting up. He's like, he's pressuring you with the repeated drops and whatnot. So, but you fell for the trap. Like, you're talking about, oh my god, like, we got him good with the hiding another child lie that we fed to him allegedly. But like, you fell for the trap of putting out a sloppy ass response to serious allegations that literally just makes you look worse.
Drake is not a name that you gon' see on no sex offender list. Easy does it. You mentioned an A minor, but niggas gotta be sharp and tell the fans who was it. You thought
that's a line, I guess. Like, it's not terrible. He's like the A minor part of Not Like Us has like been memed on a lot because it's really funny. I don't know, dude. It's not enough.
I'll slit your throat with the razor and do Rick Ross hair like that one flight from Malaysia. I'm your baby mama screensaver. Only fucking with Whitney's, not Millie Bobby Browns. I never look twice at no teenager. I'm a fucking hit maker, dawg, not a peacemaker. Yeah, bullets that I'm stuffing in each chamber. Yo ass.
Like, this song is confused. I'm not saying it's confusing. I'm saying it's confused. Like, Drake is not, it's not coherent. Like, he's not, and like, I don't even know, like, to once again, I don't even know how you go about doing this if you're Drake. It's a difficult line to walk. The defense is not here, and it's almost incriminating yourself in many ways. Like, with the if I did it type shit is really, really dumb. There's a reason why that's a meme when it comes to OJ.
Extreme danger. Stop buying views and bot comments. You may as well keep them.
I'm sorry, is he... Thank you very much, Two Dads Kissing for the tier 1 sub. I'm sorry, is he talking about how Kendrick is buying bots and whatnot online, or what's this? Or is he like talking about it? Sorry, I've been talking a lot.
Make a dog, not a peacemaker. Yeah, bullets that I'm stuffing in each chamber. Yo ass in extreme danger. Stop buying views and bot comments. You may as well keep the paper. Shit you about to need for later.
What? The entire song is no you plus, you know, if I did it, it wouldn't have been this way. Like, what the fuck are you doing, Drake? Like, so what people are alleging is that Drake and his team are buying bot comments and whatnot and flooding a variety of, social media pages to try to get more positive Drake movement out there. So now he's just like, no, actually, you're the one doing it, Lamau. Even though, like, it's very clear that a lot of the pro Kendrick sentiment online is pretty organic. Like, motherfuckers are dancing in the club to his diss tracks. Maybe not Meet the Grams, but to Not Like Us. Like, it's very clear. Like, nobody's playing fucking Family Matters in the club, is what I'm saying. Like, if you want organic shit, it's not the Drake shit. I'm sorry. Look at views versus likes. I don't know for this because I haven't refreshed the page. Like, the views are probably not going to refresh for a while. I don't know if the likes show up quicker. I don't fucking know. But anyway.
I give a fuck about your streaming data. You could drop 100 more records, I'll see you later. Yeah, maybe when you meet your maker. I don't want to fight with a woman beater. It feeds your nature. If you still bumping R. Kelly, you could thank the savior. Said if they deleted his music, then your music is going to a hypocrite. I don't understand.
Huh?
It feeds your nature.
So obviously it's like, oh yeah, the only allegation that's kind of stuck against Kendrick, we're going to keep going with that, which is a fair play. Need a bit of corroboration on that, but so does Kendrick. Like, a lot of Kendrick's allegations need more corroboration too. It's just that there's a lot of shit that Kendrick doesn't have to put out when it comes to Drake's affiliations with young girls that kind of give his allegations more, more water, like I say. Kendrick against Drake.
Praise you, sounding like you sent him commissary when he needs some paper. Album dropping soon, no wonder you turn a clout chaser instead of doing hard labor. Nigga,
I don't know that Kendrick needs help. I don't think that Kendrick needs to call you a child abuser to sell records, my guy. I think he's doing just fine. I don't know why, like, a motherfucker would put himself in this kind of hot water like Kendrick has with these allegations, which, like, can be, like, shaky legal shit if Drake gets litigious. Though it is, it is the U.S. If he was in Britain, this shit would be different. Maybe even in Canada it might be different, but anyway, like, it's some pretty serious shit that Kendrick is talking about. I don't know that this is the way he would promote an album, to be honest with you. Like, and I feel like that's, like, kind of symptomatic to Drake's entire view of his work, right? Like, the whole thing in the beginning was like, oh my god, I got bigger numbers than you from, like, push-ups and whatnot, and, like, I negotiate better deals for money for my music than you do, or whatever. Like, that was his angle in the beginning. And then after that, Kendrick is like, actually, like, you're a bad guy. Like, you hit a child at one point. You might be hiding another one. Also, you're harboring a variety of dangers to children and keeping them on payroll, and you're also a danger to children. And Drake is coming back with a no you, plus, like, you're a woman beater, whatever. Oh yeah, and then plus, like, you're just clout chasing. You're just a hater, Lamau. It's like, yeah, we know Kendrick's a hater, bro. He said it himself. Like, he referencing DMX, he's like, I hate the way he looks. I hate the way he dresses. And even like how you say certain words that I cannot say. And frankly, they're making an argument that you can't either. Like, it's not about money, dude. Clearly. But, like, that's all Drake can think of when it comes to, like, making music. He just thinks about, like, oh, am I going to make money from this shit? That's just speculation, obviously, on my part, but it seems to have a lot of corroboration when it comes to his broader body of work. The fact that he talks about money in his music all the time, which is not, like, new for rap. It's clear that, like, that's the lane he's moving in, but, like, that's not what Kendrick is doing. Like, you're taking shots at straw men at that point.
Instead of doing hard labor. Nigga, I see you when I see you, like Fantasia. Whitney, you can hit me if you need a favor. And when I say I hit your back, it's a lot safer.
Lamau. But yeah, this is not good, guys. I doubt Drake wants to prompt court discovery. Yo, fucking sure not. Especially considering, like, even if Drake doesn't go down, the rats around him might, you know what I mean? Like, if they're actually doing some shit. Because, like, there are cases against other people in his circle that Kendrick is constantly bringing up. So, like, even if it doesn't get Drake, like, the fact that you're affiliated with these people, they're on your payroll, you're aware of it, more than likely, like, that's still not going to look good on you. Like, maybe you don't get put in jail yourself, but, like, people are going to take notice of the people that you hang with. And pay, frankly. And that's the thing. Like, people will talk about, like, oh, like, if you really think he's doing all this shit, like, why don't you call the cops on him? Why don't you try to get him with the law? And it's like, clearly we've seen that the law ain't shit when it comes to people with a lot of money and power getting away with all this kind of crazy shit like Weinstein. Like Weinstein and fucking Epstein and whatnot. Like Diddy, but, you know, eventually they got him. So, like, for one, it takes a long-ass fucking time to get any movement in the law front. And for two, like, a simple call to the cops isn't going to do a whole lot. Even if you have, you know, some corroborating evidence. And that's why the Me Too fucking movement exists, bro. Like, that's literally what it is for. The fact that the Me Too movement exists is because the justice system isn't good enough to help the victims of abuse. So they have to turn to letting the public know about these allegations and what have been happened to them, so that, like, at least they lose in the court of public opinion and they get hurt in, like, the pocketbook or whatever. Or they lose sponsor deals and whatnot. Because if you can't get them legally, you gotta put pressure on them to stop the fucking bad shit they're doing otherwise, in other ways. The fact he went on Insta after Kendrick dropped trying to claim the girl doesn't exist is not something he would do if it was all planned. Wait, what? It was not something he would do if it was all planned. So, like, you think that it was the case that he fed that lie? I'm not even that outside of, like, I don't think that that's outside of the realm of possibility that it was the hidden daughter thing. I don't think that that's that far out of the realm of possibility. Like, that was a lie that was fed to Kendrick and then he ran with it. And that's an L if so. But, like, there are other allegations here that are not that. And the fact that Drake is only focusing on that before this song is a little weird. Because, like, that's not even the biggest... Like, he's already taken the hit with Adonis. Like, he's already taken the hit with Pusha T in the story of Adidon for hiding a one child. Like, the second one is not going to hit as hard, first of all. And second of all, it's not even the biggest allegation on the tracks. So the fact that, like, now he's finally, like, directly responding to them, and, like, not even directly, because, like, he's talking about them, but, like, he's not defending himself in any type of way. Like, the defense has been, no, you, and if I did it, they would have put me in jail already, which we know historically is not true for abusers with a lot of money and power. And then, like, a bunch of other shit, and, like, just walking the same line of fucking Kendrick potentially being a woman beater with, like, if true, like, that's bad, obviously. But, like, that doesn't disprove any of the shit that has been alleged against you, man. And, like, he brings up, like, Kendrick potentially being molested as a kid as a defense for him being accused of being a fucking CSA perpetrator. Like, it's weird as fuck, dude. Like, he's not doing himself any favors.
I'm not gonna lie, this shit was some good exercise. Like, it's good to get out, get the pen working.
Wait, is he trying to bow out now? You trying to bow out of the beef now? Like, oh yeah, this was some good exercise, you know? This is some good exercise, you know, to get the pen out. It's not a fucking exercise anymore, bro. This shit is real life. You are being accused of not only hiding a child, but doing illegal shit. Bro, like, it's like saying running from a bear that's chasing you and about to eat your ass. Phrasing. Is about to eat you and kill you. Is an exercise. Like, yeah, sure, that is cardio, but, like, there's consequences for you stopping the exercise. If you stop running, you're gonna get eaten. Whereas if it was an actual exercise, like, if you stop running, like, you get to cool off and, you know, maybe you get back to it in a sec. There's no cool off period here, dude. And it's kind of like he's trying to say, like, you know, oh, this shit ain't nothing to me, man. It's just an exercise. It's been fun to get the pen out. Like, it's not that big of a deal for me. Kendrick is actually taking this more seriously than you. Like, with push-ups, which was early on, so, like, granted, it doesn't have to be that serious. Because that was before Euphoria, even. Once Euphoria drops, like, that was still a more fun track from Kendrick. But there were some allegations there. Like, there were some hints for what was to come if Drake was going to respond. Then, you know, Drake drops Family Matters. And he's still having fun with it. Like, he's crushing the Mad City van. He's, you know, got fucking jewelry from Pac and Pharrell, and he's gone to the Chinese food place and has the owner in the video and whatnot. Like, he's still not taking it seriously. And now there's, like, actual allegations against your ass, and it's like, but, you know, that's a good exercise.
You would be a worthy competitor if I was really a predator and you weren't fucking lying to every blogger and editor, but... It is what it is. You definitely got this shit burnt the fuck out, though. Like, you got 10 more records to drop. The one before the last one, we finessed you into telling a story that doesn't...
But he's like, stop hitting me, stop hitting me. Obviously, you got a whole bunch of other records coming. You got a bunch of other shots coming. Stop hitting me, dude. We know it's gonna come. We know it's gonna happen. Don't. We know.
Doesn't even exist. And then you go and drop the West Coast one and try and cover that up. I would like that one. That would be some shit I could dance to if you wasn't tripling down on some whole other bullshit. But, you know, at least your fans are getting some raps out of you. I'm happy I can motivate you, bring you back to the game, like, you know.
I think Drake could take credit for that. That's fair enough. He is just yapping. It's like at the end of Family Matters, he was just yapping too. But it is true. Like, I think Drake is allowed to take credit for like getting some more tracks out of Kendrick. It's just that it's at his expense, and his responses have not been very good.
But just let me know when we're getting to the facts.
Yeah, but that's all his fans have been saying. Yeah, and that's the reason. It's a misdirection. Like, it would have been one thing if it was the case that it was a lie about the hidden daughter, and then that they did get Kendrick with that, because like I say, that's an L if true. But that's not the biggest allegation, for one. So like if the other allegations of him like being a danger to children, if those weren't in those Kendrick disses, and he just went with the you're hiding a second child angle, then yeah, the fact that it's a lie and that you fed it to him would have been a good own, right? It would have, and it would have also discredited Kendrick's, you know, legitimacy a little bit more with the claims he's making. But the thing is that there's more than that. And I don't know that they expected it to be. He's saying that they did, so clearly, like, they didn't think too far ahead on this one. But, like, to over-focus on the hidden child one, because you already planned for that to be, like, your line of attack by feeding the lie, allegedly, when other allegations are out, just makes you look worse. And in that way, you played yourself. Like, you need to go to plan B, C, D, or whatever, after it was the case that there was more serious allegations than the hidden daughter one, and, like, not fucking be weird online about it. But I guess they're really proud of themselves if it is true that that was a lie that was fed. But I just don't think it does enough. But like you know, like you say in the chat, it's all his fans have been saying, it does give Drake an out. Like, it does give Drake a misdirection, a smokescreen to be like, haha, he was wrong about that one, we got him, haha, lamau. But, like, what about the other shit, though? And, like, now this is the response to the other shit, though, and it's not been good. It's not really assuaged my concerns, and maybe I'm not, you know, maybe, you know, you could argue I'm too biased, but, like, I really don't think I am. I don't know, dude. It makes him look really weird to make up an allegation of another kid. It just proves every other point cut out made so hard. Well, him being, like, a manipulator or whatever. I still think it's fair game. Like, you could make an argument, like, oh, he's lying about that, too, but, like, he's not lying about it insofar as, like, he's, like, in a vacuum, I think it's a fine strategy. But the fact that, like, it's a point that he's a manipulator and that's being brought up, yeah, that could be a knock against him for sure. But, like, to try to play your opponent in that way, I don't think is a bad move. And it's a big, like, hit if it was true, you know? So, like, you would expect that Kendrick would want to use it, and then he ended up doing it. But I just don't think it's panning out the way that they had hoped.
Everything in my shit is facts. I'm waiting on you to return the favor, like.
Everything in my shit is facts, he says. You always know somebody's telling the truth and being real with you when they have to say that they are. Man, this shit sucks. This shit sucked. This shit was bad. 1 hour ago, 57,000 views. Not as much, unfortunately, as the 1 hour marks for the Kendrick tracks, unfortunately. But, you know, it's not always about numbers. Kendrick could also have a response going. Like, Drake preempted it at the end, but it doesn't really do much for him. Doesn't he kind of have it both ways, saying Kendrick's getting his info from clowns while also saying they fed false info? I don't fucking know. I know this is a joke. Plot twist, Drake and Kendrick randomly stop going back and forth, get the people talking, then drop a collab album and destroy the numbers. Yeah, I don't know that that would actually be the case with what Kendrick is saying about him, but, you know. That is funny. Yeah, oh shit, people are... I mean, it's a random YouTube comment, but... After hearing this... Well, they got the Doom avatar, so that's good. After hearing this, I'm more convinced now that this guy's done some sick stuff. It's not talking like someone who has nothing to hide. Yeah, for sure. And, like, people will always say that when you're trying to defend yourself, but, like, we heard what we heard, and I think my analysis of it is good. And if it is the case that these allegations are fake, like, Drake is not doing himself any favors. Drake not a name you're gonna see on a sex offender list. That's where we're gonna see Aubrey Graham. Jesus Christ. Even his videos comments aren't pro Drake. Well, Drake also did preempt that a little bit with saying, "Why are you buying bots?" Even though that was the allegation against him first, and there's more proof for it. But he could just say that everybody in here's a bot. You know, there's levels to this. Drake's ghostwriters just don't have it in them. They better unionize. True. They are not getting paid enough, and it shows. This is a labor rights issue. That's crazy, man. This shit sucked. Graham's cover art was removed for copyright reasons since they weren't Kendrick's possessions? Really? How the fuck does that work? Anyway, this shit sucked. That was really bad, dude. Damn. Well, the thing is that it's not even just a weak response from Drake. It's like he's joined the war between Kendrick and Drake on the side of Kendrick with this response. Like, he's doing damage to himself. He's own goaling. Drake even got any quotables from the disc. Godot has like 5. Yeah, he tried with they're talking about A minor, they need to B sharp, D major. Like, he tried, but I'm so fuck. Toronto's gotta fly their flags at half mast or some shit. Maybe all of Canada. Get Justin Trudeau on the phone. There's some shit that I was gonna say that I'm not gonna. All right. But yeah, like it's not good. Well, I guess that's that, huh? Like